Hello and welcome back to my channel. Join me and let us make some really nice Caribbean breakfast items. We're going to be making some fried plantains, some soft coconut bakes, and some smoked herring. Okay, so for today's recipe we are going to be making some smoked herring, some coconut bake, some fried plantain, and we're going to put a side of avocado on that. So I have my smoked herring. You can use the boneless or the bone in, and I'm going to remove the salt by boiling it and then rinsing it out. Put these in the trash and get boiling. In goes the smoked herring, and we're going to allow some of the salt to come out, and then we're going to rinse it out. Okay, so now we are going to prepare our coconut bake, roasted coconut bake. And I have one small coconut that I'm going to blend and use about 1.25 cups of the coconut and the milk together. So I already peeled off some of the back. I didn't do the entire thing because I still want some of the authenticity of the coconut bacon there. Okay, so the coconut has been blended and we managed to get just about 2 cups of coconut milk with the coconut inside. Now let's assemble our coconut bacon. I'm adding 4 cups of flour, all-purpose flour, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, half teaspoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of brown sugar for color, taste, and because the coconut milk already has sweetness to it. Before I add the coconut, I'm going to add 1/4 cup of butter, melted butter to it. And that's for the extra softness because the coconut milk already has its own oil. I'm going to mix this up, bring everything together, break up all the sugar and everything in there. And now we're going to go in with our wet ingredients. And while I mix this, I just want to ask you to please help me grow my YouTube channel by sharing this video and subscribing to the channel. Also give this video a thumbs up. Coconut bake is so easy to make, and you don't need to add any water. I find that when you mix a coconut bake, it's a totally different texture from a regular roast bake. And I'm going to be doing a regular roast bake very shortly. When this is done, I'm going to leave it on the counter to relax. As we say in the Caribbean, I'm going to leave my bake to give. Cover it over the pot and leave it to give. Okay, so now we're going to finish off the smoked herring. It's done boiling, and I'm going to wash this out, break it up and wash it out. What I did after I allowed it to boil out, I put it directly in some cold water individually, and I threw away the smoked herring water because that's an aromatic in your home. It's very, very smelly. I'm going to taste this. You want to get that smell out of your home immediately. Back home we say, "Me no want me house smell like choir girl at all." Choir girl is also a name for smoked herring. And what I just said is basically I don't want my home to smell like smoked herring. Strain it off, and it's ready to go. Let's cook this up. I know you want to take the time to sanitize your sink with some soap and some bleach and everything to get some of that smell off. Okay, so over here we have our aromatics that is going to go into our smoked herring. I have already chopped them. So we have some tomatoes, some green bell peppers, some red, some orange real Rastaman colors, some onions, and some flavor peppers. I'm going to also use some garlic in this. Okay, so now I'm going in with 1/3 cup of olive oil. You don't have to use olive oil. And let's add our aromatics. I'm going in with some onion. I'm not using any garlic in this. If you want to use garlic, it's totally fine. Saute this a bit. Half of the onions. And let me know in the comment section how you like your coconut bake. What do you like to serve it with? You can also check out my recipe for cornmeal fried bakes in the description box. or down in my recipes recently posted. Now I'm going with the peppers, Rastaman color, ice cream and gold. Saute this up. Even though I live in North America, I still make my smoked herring, my sawfish, my sardines, and everything else that we used to have long ago. Let this saute for about 2 to 3 minutes and I'll come back. Okay, so our onions are translucent and we're going to go in with our smoked herring. I'm adding a little bit of tomato ketchup to this, about 2 tablespoons, and a teaspoon of black pepper. And then I'll taste for the salt to bring everything together. I find this a bit too dry, so we're going to add just a little bit of olive oil to it, 2 more tablespoons. And now let's add our tomatoes. The juices from the tomatoes will spring and it's going to create a nice little sauce. Okay, this is what we want to see. You could add hot sauce to this as well, but I'm not a pepper fan, so I'm not going to add it. Okay, so this is done. Let's roll out our coconut bake and put it in the oven. Okay, so let's roll out our coconut bake. And I'm going to put this in a rectangular baking sheet. So I'm shaping it into a rectangular shape. And I'm going to roll it out. I want to get at least ½ inch in thickness. Beautiful, and that's it. Now let's add this on our baking sheet. Before we bake this until it's golden brown, I'm just going to poke some fork holes and decorative holes in it, and for it not to puff up too much. Now let's bake it at 350 degrees Fahrenheit until it's golden brown. While our coconut bake is in the oven, I'm just going to go ahead and fry up some plantains to go with our breakfast. Let's flip our plantains. And we have our fried plantains. So our coconut bake is out the oven and we're almost done. I'm just going to brush the top for some glossiness. I'm brushing it with a little bit of olive oil. Who doesn't like some good bake and smoked herring? And here you have it, our coconut bakes are done. It's nice, soft and fluffy. And this is a presentation of our Caribbean breakfast. Thank you for making this breakfast with me. See you on another good day for another great recipe. And don't forget to check out my cornmeal fry bakes coming up next and in the description box.